When I was leading or co-leading a Black moms group about a year and a half ago, one of the things that we talked about, the group was so large that we actually we had two groups, one for Black moms of younger children and one for Black moms of older children. And I was in the school age children, and I was in the group of Black moms of school age children. And a lot of moms had the experience of their children, their Black children, being the onlys, the only Black child in their class, the only Black child in theater group, the only Black, in any different situation, in any number of situations. And, but we one of the things that we talked about was this thing that can happen where because we're in this very white society of just how we sometimes become, some of us have become quite shy almost about just sort of making our homes be about basically as Black as possible. It was we were sort of exaggerating and joking about it, but when you're surrounded, if you're the only Black person on your block or in your neighborhood or at your school or at your workplace, then your home becomes so much more important. Your home becomes, especially if you're trying to ground your children in their identity, whatever their ethnic or racial identity is, then more than you might even personally be inclined, the home has to become a place where when they walk in, they are actually seeing their identity reflected there. They're seeing their heritage reflected there. So we talked about that. We also talked about sort of resisting this. I think it's kind of more of a don't do. And it's more of like not buying into the belief that it's racist to talk to someone because they share your racial or ethnic identity. So, but it's actually, if you are someplace and you do see another Black family or another, a family of color that looks like yours or similarly, it's okay to actually just talk to them because they are people of color. And it's not racist to do that. It's not racist to want to connect on these things, and to just do that. So to try to make those connections and actually be explicit and be okay yourself with actually forming affinity groups and actually basically forming caucuses of different types, informally, not just formally. So there may not be an institution like FOCS in your community that can provide those kinds of gatherings, but it's okay for us to gather ourselves in that way and to seek out, POC or BIPOC peers for your children and encourage your children to, connect with people. Don't ignore the other, if they're the only Black child typically someplace or the only Asian child typically someplace, definitely don't ignore the other, another child that you come across who looks like you.